All right, guys, we are here today. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. Let me know if you can hear the music in a second. All right, guys, we are here today. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. Another day. Guess data will lead the way. Maybe. Personally saw the jump coming from the weekend. Yeah, I mean, we did bounce a little bit. I mean, look. I told you guys, I don't know what the heck we're going to do. I think we might correct sometime in the next year or two, is what I've been saying over and over again. I'm still not really interested in buying, especially up here. But it's very possible that we break highs and continue up, right? Like, it's very possible. Like, that's very possible. Anything could freaking happen, man. I still don't really want to buy anything. Not unless it's a DCA strategy, which is what I said before. You know, we bought Netflix a couple days ago at 830s, and it's at 860 right now. So that's a good buy that we got in on Netflix. But aside from that, we haven't really been buying that much. And this is why I don't short, because you don't freaking know what's going to happen here. What's up, Beach? What's up, Kay, Michael, Rolling, Joseph, Eric, Robert, Joker, Bunny, Solar, Game, Trailer, James, Sam, Liz, ER, Faye, Ray, Liddy, Alum. Hey, what's up, man? Good morning, guys. B, what's up, guys? D Sharp, what's up, man? All right. So yeah, we're here today. I'm tired. It's cold in my house. Honestly, markets are up a lot, which is good, man. Which is good. Retail sales data, jobless claims data dropped today. You know, you got to understand the reality, though, that all this stuff is on the heels of next week's rate. Not next week, of the earnings season and end of the week, or end of the month Fed meeting that we have this month. At the end of this month, we have the Fed meeting, and it's a big one. We also have earnings season with Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google, you know, all the Microsoft, all the big earnings that you can think of are going to be, some of them are going to be on the same day as the Fed meeting on the 29th of this month, in a little bit less than 2 weeks, right? So we have the Fed meeting, we got Microsoft, Meta, let me see all the stuff we got dropping that day. So it's going to be, in that morning, we got ACML, Progressive, Danaher, Tiva, T-Mobile, MSCI, a couple other ones. The big ones are going to be after the Fed meeting, which is Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, IBM, and more. So that's going to be the biggest day of the month. That's still to come this month. And then I think the next week we got GDP and PCE data. No. I think that week. Okay, so yeah, this is something that I missed out on. The end of the week this month, the last week of this month, is a freaking crazy week. All right, it's a freaking crazy week. Let me draw this out. Why is it crazy? Let me show you guys. I'll give you guys a list. Look at the NASDAQ on the right side here, though. It's up. It's up. It's not crazy up, but it's up enough. There's my drawing tool. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's list some stuff here, chat. Wait, it's not gonna let me try text. Okay. No? Bro, I have it. Oh well, it's not gonna let me draw it, whatever. So the first thing we have, the week of, let me see when the week is. It's the week of the 27th. The week of the 27th, we have GDP data. We have PCE data, inflation. So these two reports are massive. We got FOMC meeting. We have earnings. Well, it's kind of a bad. That's the big week. We got GDP, PCE, FOMC, and earnings all consolidated. Really, to like a 3-day period, right? These all come out in 3 days. GDP, PCE, FOMC, and all the big earnings reports all come out in 3 days at the end of the week, this week. They come out on the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st, but really it's the 29th, 30th, and 31st. The last 3 days of this month are crazy. Crazy. Let me do a poll. The mic is bad? Is it bad? You're a bit quiet today. Is your volume up? I'm trying here. Let me lower this and put it right in front of my face. See if that helps. Does that help? Let me know if it's better now. Yeah, the Japanese rate decision is huge too, right? Like the Japanese rate decision is big too. John, why are you still believing in a correction this year? Arguments, please, bro. I think we could correct. Again, I've been very consistent. I think we could correct either this year or next year, right? I don't think it necessarily has to happen this year. I think we could run all year this year. I don't think that we should. I think it's a little premature to say either thing, right? One green day doesn't mean that much, really. Like, look, you can kind of see we're also still in this downward trend, and so traders have the tendency to like weight everything to like one specific day, and I think it's a little premature. I think number one, I think the Nasdaq and the S&P are up over 100%, in 2 years. That's a very big gain. AI stocks and chip stocks are up even more than that. And so I think over time you got to correct eventually, and maybe that correction is now, or maybe that correction is this year. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be, and regardless of anything, over a 10-year period, we're almost certain to move up, unless we get unlucky and get caught like at the bottom of a crash after exactly 10 years. We're almost certain to go up regardless. And so dollar cost averaging is usually good regardless of any of that. And so that's why I've always said, like, I'm not really interested in buying up anything right now unless it's DCA into long-term positions. But outside of that, yields are also pretty high right now too. I need to lower the music. All right, I lowered it a little bit. Yeah, bond yields are also pretty high right now, right? Let me see. Yeah, bond yields are 4.6%. They corrected down. They're almost 5% though. That's a big, What happened yesterday to make yields fall so fast? Oh, CPI did. Yeah, sorry. I could switch it to unidirectional. Let me see. I get it. This is the biggest complaint I get is about how it is on omnidirectional, actually. It's on omnidirectional right now. But it says this is omnidirectional, but it says this is actually better for like podcasts, vocals, and all the other stuff. So let me know if this is better. If this sounds better, let me know. It doesn't really matter to me either way. I got a new mic that my mother-in-law got me that I still have to set up. Anyways, thanks for you guys being here. I like your company. You're a chill guy. Hey, thank you, man. Dip in potential reversal after Fed speaks 10:30 a.m. That's my prediction. Today? Maybe. Well, Omni's what it was just on, but people have been complaining about it. And so that's why I recently switched to this, which is cardio mode, I think, or something. Let me see. Yeah, this is cardioid mode, which is best for podcast voiceovers, vocals, and instruments. We could also try, like, there's a bi-directional option, which, you know, considering it's always pretty much underneath me, bi-directional might be the move too. But just let me know if it's better or worse, guys. I don't freaking know. Yeah, I mean, volume's up. I can turn the volume up more. Like, look, I can turn myself up. Or no, I can't actually. I'm sorry. There we go. Now I turned it up a little bit more, but let me know if that's too loud. Is this worse or better? This mic. Sounds fine now. Yeah. I mean, let me know if it's better or worse. If I turn my head like this, it might sound worse, I'm guessing, but I don't know. Good? Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, we're good. Yeah, look at gold, guys. Gold's pumping up. It says it hit highs. 2,800 is the lifetime high for gold. If you move your head any bit, it goes low. Yeah. Yeah, just let me know. There's another option. I can switch to bi-directional as well if I need to. So just let me know. Okay, well, cool. All right, well, good. Yeah, so we're here, chat. Is my hair really this light? I'm looking at my hair. Like, I thought my hair was brown. You know? I guess it is blonde. Like dirty blonde. If sun hits it, maybe. A bit. Weird. John's got a mullet, bro. I don't have a mullet, dude. My hair's top heavy, not bottom heavy, bro. Like, I don't have a mullet, man. Like, it's short at the back, you know? How dare you, sir? Jobless claims are incredibly important. Retail sales data is more important today, though. So, like, today's retail sales report is larger. It's more important. All right. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We got jobless claims, unemployment filings going live. And we also have retail sales data going live today. Pretty big gang of reports. Tomorrow we have housing starts and building permit, like housing data, and this will be interesting too. Listen, guys, I freaking hate taxes, bro. Like, it is crazy how much taxes you get charged, dude. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous how much taxes you get charged. I'm unhappy about it. You know, ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Like, for last year, I'm going to end up paying over $100,000 in taxes. And freaking taxes. Like, how dare the government, man. I'm not saying I don't like paying taxes, but I freaking hate paying taxes, man. ugh. Like, it hurts. It genuinely hurts, you know? Ugh. Now, I gotta pay him, but, like, I'm not happy about it at all, you know? Hey, what's up, Taker? Honestly, I'm in one of the best states for it. I'm in Texas. It has no state income tax. It's still freaking ridiculous taxes. Yeah. There's no state income tax here in Texas. So, like... So, it's not as bad as it could be. Like, I recognize that, but I'm still not happy about it at all. Texas has 0 state income tax, but I still have to pay. What gets you is this, right? Is my business structure, okay? And so basically it goes like this, right? In Texas, or in the country, you have Fed income taxes. You have, that's a bad F, but okay, we'll call it Fed taxes. You've got state income taxes. And then you've got Social Security and all the other nonsense. Now, I'm not saying it's nonsense, but by the time I'm old enough to get Social Security, who knows if it's even going to be a freaking round anymore, right? So you got Social Security and all that nonsense. And so what happens is that, like, I get taxed at a certain amount here, or I get taxed at a certain amount here. Oh, and then I have self-employment tax. Self-employment, right? What happens is I get taxed at a certain amount number here. And then they also turn around and tax me like another 15% here, right? Like 14 point something percent here. So then I end up paying like 30 to 40%. If I structured my business as if I structured my business as a S corporation, I could pay myself a reasonable salary, and whatever I paid myself in salary would be exempt from the self-employment tax. Right, but it has to be reasonable. But that's one way I could do it. And that's what I'll probably do for this year in 2025 is restructure it as an S corporation and pay myself a salary. But I'm just not happy about it. Right, like I'm just not happy. And that way I'll keep more, and that's perfectly legal and fine. But yeah. Yeah, Monday's a holiday in markets. A lot of it's closed on the 20th, which is interesting because I'm curious if a lot of people are saying Bitcoin is going to run on the 20th, right? Right. Well, my issue is not paying this taxes. It's getting taxed on everything else that I spend money on anyway, right? Like every time I buy something, I pay taxes, right? So like when you really count it, it's taking up like 50%, you know? And I get it, America's the land of opportunity. But I could be in freaking, you know, Bolivia and do what I'm doing now. Same thing, you know. Literally no change, you know. So America's great, but like, you know, I don't know. It really does make me like be like, hey, I gotta figure out ways to make more money. You know, where really like I make plenty of money, right? Like I'm definitely not needing for anything, but sometimes it doesn't feel like that, you know. Anyways, yeah, jobless claims, unemployment filings. I think the market's interesting right now. I think we've had some data that signals less inflation worries. Jobless claims were lower than expected, signaling less people filing for unemployment. We also have retail sales data today. It's expected at 0.5% for December, 0.5%. Last time was 0.7%. So if this number comes in low and jobless claims come in low, that's going to bring in some optimism. Like we kind of want low retail sales and lower jobless claims numbers. All of this stuff signals good for the economy. Lower jobless claims signals less of a need to cut, less of a need to be hawkish, and less people filing for unemployment is what lower jobless claims technically means. Retail sales data, you know, I'm not quite sure how the market's going to respond. I think it could be one where we come lower than expected. The market likes it because it means less less inflation. That's plausible, but I really don't know like exactly how we're going to respond to it. I really don't. I think it could go either way with retail sales data. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the market wants higher or lower retail sales data? I put this number up on stream and do a poll for this. Does the market want higher or lower retail sales data today? Higher is one option, lower is the other one. Yeah, and again, I probably overpay taxes because I don't use any of the loopholes. I don't use any of the like sketchy stuff that people do because I genuinely overpay taxes, and I don't mind paying taxes, contributing, like, but yeah. Massachusetts. I don't know anymore. Yeah, I still think we're in a good as bad, bad as good scenario. But I think inflation data that came out eased a lot of those worries yesterday, right? Inflation data as expected, lower than expected. I guessed it right again, guys. I'm going to listen. Y'all will never hear the end of it. I'm just going to be a broken record bragging about how accurate I am guessing CPI. I was even like that on Top Step TV. I was like, I've gotten 6 or 7 out of the last 8 or 9 correctly. You know, I got to embellish it a little bit. Y'all will never hear the end of it. But I guessed it right again. I said 2.9%. It was 2.9%. You're welcome. Here. Yeah, unfortunately, my predictions for economic data, Gamer Next Door, tend to only be accurate for some reason with CPI inflation data. Just CPI data, and I'm telling you, it's kind of weird. And the reason it's weird is because, and I know I'm going to hear from a bunch of conspiracy theorists about this, but it's weird because when I guess CPI, I'm using a little bit of logic, and like I'm theorizing what economists and politicians would want inflation to be within the realm of like reasonable, of what's reasonable, right? And so yesterday I thought we'd come in as expected because everybody's worried about super high inflation. The current admin wants to leave on a good streak with inflation as their last CPI report. They would probably want inflation to be like reasonable and flat, right? And that ended up happening. And so it's very strange that but I'm also looking at it in terms of like when I predict inflation, I'm looking at it in terms of balance, right? So sometimes I pick higher, sometimes I pick lower, sometimes I pick as expected, but I'm doing it with using the logic of balance, right? Like if one comes in super hot, the next one might come in like slightly low, like balanced. And so that's one of the ways I've been doing it too. I don't know what this data is going to be. Jobless claims, I'm less accurate predicting it. Retail sales data, I've never really tried to predict it either. It's not as easy. Today I will be rich. Polestar is sending me to Mars, and I will send. Maybe. Good luck. What's Polestar now? PSNY is the symbol, right? Yeah. I mean, they're struggling. This is Volkswagen, right? Polestar. Yeah. We're at almost 14s. We did have a green day again, though, guys. So remember, like, we ended up losing. Money after the opening bell, but we did turn around and end green yesterday on our funded account. Like, look, we did end up green yesterday, barely green, but green nonetheless, right? I posted this to Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter forever, but we were green yesterday, although a tiny, tiny green, but a green nonetheless. Like, hey, we made a little bit of money, but it was mostly flat 2 days, but the green streak's still alive. So we'll try it again today. we'll be trading our regular NASDAQ position here today. Yeah. Here's the NASDAQ here. Here's the thing, though, guys. Would you guys rather 3 charts up like this? You can see more charts, or 2 charts, but it's just a little bit clear, right? Like number 1, this thing needs to go to the side a little bit. Hold on. I'm gonna put it like right here. Would you guys rather 3 charts up there, right? Or 2 charts that you can see clear? And I can put myself like in the middle here so that you can kind of see all 3 charts like this. I think this is probably the best, but let me know. I can switch it back and forth. Yeah, 8 green days in a row, man. All right, so 2 or 3. No, definitely not 4. I could do 2 or 3. I think 3's clean. Like this, basically, or would you rather 2 charts up on the right, is what I mean. Yeah, I can move here. Yeah, the next stage is to scale up in size, for sure. Like, my stats are pretty good. Like, I'm hoping we can continue it. We also have a completely fresh funded account that we can try trading on. But, like, our stats are pretty good. Our accuracy's good. Like, you know, like last week we had 75% accuracy. Let me see. So, like, in the last 2 weeks of my trading here, we've got 65% accuracy, about a 1.5 profit factor. So not the best. Our losses are a little bit larger than our wins. That kind of throws a wrench in that, but it's still good. Like, my profit graph is still very good. Yeah, we've now had 8 green days in a row, which is crazy to me. 8 green days in a row. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna try to go for 9. The key with this, though, is I have to lock myself out. Like, my max loss per day is $200. My daily loss limit, I mean, is $200. And so if it hits $200 in losses, it liquidates and blocks my whole account. And that's a powerful thing, man. I don't think people realize how useful that is, right? Because, like, I know, like, for somebody like me, like, think about how many times I've gone on big green streaks. Like, I've gone on big green streaks a lot. And so this tool is incredibly useful, because it means that, like, I can be on these green streaks and not worry about completely, like, getting greedy and destroying my account, because I don't have control over it anymore. And that's where I end up messing up, is like, I'll go on like a crazy good green streak of like 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and then I'm desperate to keep it. And so then I end up like taking too much risk, losing, like taking huge losses one day and giving all the gains I made in the green streak back. And so if I can limit my losses to $200, then I'm fine. And like, even if I do lose, I like a short here, by the way. Even if I do lose, like, I'm still okay. I'm gonna short this. This is a challenge account, by the way, though, guys. So, you know, we'll be all right. We're gonna see if we can get green and add to this. Maybe we're gonna take 2 here. And if I trade in pre-market, I'm just trading combines. Can you not hear me? Your voice went down when you turned from the mic again. Okay, here. Let me try this. All right, so this mode right here is bi-directional. Right, so this is bi-directional. So in theory, it should let me turn my head to the side, and still you should be able to hear me. So we're green. We're gonna add another little piece of this. We'll lock one in there, lock 85 little dollars in profit, take another little piece, and then hold on to the last one and maybe add some more to it. Worse? Bi-directional was quiet? Okay, my bad, guys. I'm working on it here. All right, so it sounds like from what people say that this mode is the best mode. Even though when I turn my, listen, if I turn my head like this, it's completely away from the microphone. So when I do that, it's completely away from the microphone. And so I think I just need to learn not to do that, you know, basically not to do that. So my short here was absolutely correct. I will short into this a little bit more now. There we go. Alright, so we just got out. So yeah, we made 300 there. Better? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's still a bit quiet if I turn my head, but if I keep my head right here, it should be fine, right? Better sound quality? Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I could lower the music a little bit more, see if that helps. Oh, man, honestly, it's been a good week for my channel. My channel's been growing, you know? Like, my channel's been growing. Like, I've been starting up my streams, and we've immediately gotten, like, you know, we started up 30 minutes ago. We got 700 here, you know? And so we've been growing a lot, too, man. Economic data's been getting more interest. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, guys. I should have held another short, man. Look at this breakdown, too. The 200 exponential moving average is such a powerful thing, right? Like, this thing is absolutely powerful. So if people don't understand it, like, nothing works 100% of the time, but look at the edge, right? So here's the NASDAQ, the 200 exponential on a 1 minute chart. Powerful level, man. Like, it's something that traders very, very clearly see and react to. So, like, look at this breakdown underneath it. We pop back. We literally bounce directly off of it, continue down. We finally break back over it, and we hold at support over this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Finally break underneath it, bounce back, reject. Continue down, bounce back to it, reject again, continue down, right? And so if we just look at tests, right, it failed here, so this is 1. It broke over, that's 2. Broke over, that's 3. So out of the last confirmations, 3 of them didn't work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 or 8 of them worked. 3 of them didn't work. And so there's very clearly like an interest of watching the 200 exponential moving average on a 1 minute chart in futures. And we can base our trades around it a lot. Here's a previous support level. I got to draw some levels out before I start trading some more. And this is definitely one like right here. So I think we might start breaking down because we broke underneath it here a little bit. Let's see, we got this level here. This is definitely one here as well. I think we probably got one that we can call like right here. All right, and then above us, we got some confirmations like right here. We might have another one like here, but I guess we'll call that one too. Okay. see if we hold. So we found some levels. Quantum stocks seem to be up again today too. All right, chat. All right, so we are breaking up here. All right, guys, so yeah, so we're still breaking down here. Look at that resistance level hold. So we were thinking about a short down here, but you know, I've already made some, you know, good money, and the Nasdaq is starting to flush back down some. So we see drops in the Q, Nvidia, a lot of stuff starting to give it back some here. Gold is up there too. I'm gonna put Nvidia, but we are starting to see some breakdowns here. Looking at our poll numbers, 63% think higher. I think the market wants higher retail sales. 37% think lower. Oh, I do need a timer. You're absolutely correct. We need about 35 minutes. Put it up there. All right, so we still got this breakdown here. We're under that big resistance level. Let me catch back up. People are saying I'm at like 20% of regular volume. If I turn my head and talk, baby, I mean, the problem is I got this ultra wide monitor. Honestly, dude, I went on Top Step TV yesterday, bro, and this freaking monitor just didn't work. It literally just did not turn on. It did not, like, and then when it didn't connect to my PC. My PC just didn't connect to it. And so, like, I'm panicking over there trying to get on Top Step TV because I was supposed to go on 11:15, and then my monitor started crapping out on me, and like I had to run over and set up a different monitor. It sucked. Hey, what's up, Jay? Thanks, man. You sound fine here. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, join our Discord. It's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. You could always, like, if you really need to talk to me, you can tag me there. It doesn't cost a penny. Like, join it. It's completely free. We got a decent amount of members. We got thousands of members of it. But yeah, join our Discord. Sorry, Pawn. I'm only just now seeing the news that you put out here. Maybe I should put this on the right side anyway. Yeah, but DuPont to no longer separate water business moves ahead. U.S. state regulators fine Block Inc. $80 million for insufficient. Fine of $80 million to a group of 48 state financial regulators after the agency determined the company had insufficient policies for policing money laundering through its payment Cash App. So yeah, SQ is Block. So Block is SQ here. You know, I remember like, and this is why, like, a very common theme that I see, to be honest, is one of the most common themes that I see is rookie traders criticizing other people's trades, trying to look cool in markets, right? Like, I remember buying SQ. It had a Hindenburg short report that came out like a year ago, I think it was. It must have been like back here. And this thing ended up dropping from like, I don't even know, man. This thing dropped big. I ended up buying it up, and people told me I was dumb and made fun of me for buying it up. Eventually, it looks like it went all the way back to $85 a share. And so people are like, again, another point in the theme that I'm trying to show, which is that typically rookie traders are the most critical of people. Rookie traders are usually the ones that like really want to make fun or act like it. Another thing is like rookie traders are more definitive than others, right? Like experienced traders recognize variance is the easiest way to put it. Rookie traders don't. They think that things have to happen or don't have to happen, and that's just never true. Anything could freaking happen. With that said, though, all that out the way, block up to over $80 a share. Yeah. Well, what fixed it is that instead of using HDMI, I ended up using a display port. And so that solved the problem basically. So yeah, it won't happen again. But lower retail sales means less economic activity, so higher chance of rate cuts, so lower or in line would be good. Yeah, no, I think so as well. I still think we're in a good as bad scenario where the market wants essentially like a weaker economy so that they can have both lower inflation as well as a higher probability of a rate cut. So yes, I agree. Here's the Discord. Oh, Pawn posted it. Let me know if that doesn't work, but Pawn did the thing. Yeah, there we go. I'll just delete that. Yeah, rookie traders much more emotional. It just stems from like, I think they get sold on stuff easier. So I think like if you're a brand new trader, I think about how I was when I first started trading. I thought that I could take 10,000. I thought I could take 2K, turn it into 100K in 3 weeks if I just found the right guru, if I just watched the right things, if I learned the right way, that was easy and I could do it and I was going to be a savant. And everybody's going to be like, dang, look at John over there, man. John's a genius. And I mean, people already say that now because I'm definitely top 3 smartest people ever. But, you know, I just try to think back when I was a rookie trader and how I thought things would be in trading. Most of them turned out to not be true, unfortunately. But that's what I assume when somebody's like really hateful. Like an example of this is like on Top Step TV, somebody in the comments, I predicted a short, right? I was like, hey, I like shorting it from here down to here. And as soon as I did that, somebody was like, oh, that's a terrible short. And then so for the next 30 minutes, the NASDAQ just dropped, right? And the person yelling that was just kind of silent afterwards. And so it kind of shows like anybody that's super critical like that, either they're looking for validation on their own or they're just new. They're just new most of the time. At least that's what I want to believe, instead of just believing there's some just like mean, cruel, like angry person, which I know is probably true some of the time as well. Jobless claims are expected here. I'll put the numbers up where CPI is now. So jobless claims, retail sales expected at retail sales are expected at 0.5%. Jobless claims expected at 210. $8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so yeah, there's the data at the top of the screen, chat. There you go. That's close enough. Oh, it's a little bit too high. All right, there we go. Top of the screen is where you see it. Is it looking good or not? I mean, I don't know if anything's looking good or not. I mean, none of these levels, like 210 is kind of middle range for jobless claims filings. Last time, retail sales is expected to decrease a little bit relative to last time. Last time it was 0.7. This time they're expecting 0.5. So whether that's good or bad depends on what the market fears. And I think the market fears inflation to a certain extent. But inflation data did come in better than expected. And so that means we could also be pivoting to a good is good, bad is bad, like normal conventional scenario in terms of expected reactions to data. So we'll see. I'm not sure. My wife and I have been watching this documentary. It's honestly incredibly entertaining. It's called Telemarketers. And it's kind of like Workaholics, almost. Like, it's kind of like Workaholics. All right, guys, so we're sitting here waiting. We got some economic data dropping today. I hope you guys are ready for it. You guys ready? Whew. All right, let's see if the market continues to dip, man. It's been free falling down since, you know, the last like 30 minutes or so. Market's been just dumping down. What exactly is dumping? Dropping quickly. Dumping is kind of subjective, though. Like, everybody knows if I say rip, people get upset, and so my heart pounds every time I watch your stream. Hey, thanks so much, man. That's a compliment, I think, right? The short was at the top of resistance where it looked like it was going to break out, but was a failed attempt to break out and drop 40 points. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's been fun. And honestly, being on Top Step TV has kind of showed me that my levels are good. You know, my levels are good. Like, where I make mistakes is I click buttons too much, I overtrade too much. But, like, if I can control that, my levels are decent, is what I've learned. And so I just got to keep plugging away at it. I like the stream except when I'm wrong. Well, nobody likes it when they're wrong. All right, chat, here we go. You guys ready? We got 25 minutes left. I'm going to buy this short term, see if we get a little pop. Just because we could have choppiness leading up to this. We're over this big level. I'm going to take 3 contracts here. There we go. Oh, come on, don't do it. Keep going. $50, $90 in profit. Let's see if we can get over 100. We've got a cushion on the day. The market opens up at 9:30. My problem is not seeing my thesis through. Yeah, no, I feel you. All right, so we took 5 contracts here, but I gotta cut this if it doesn't bounce. This is the most British rapping song ever. I can't get into British rap. It's nothing against you guys at home. All right, we're definitely losing here on this trade so far. We're gonna win though. It's gonna bounce back right now. Maybe not. Don't listen to me. Yeah, I'm trying to get speed funded. I probably shouldn't. Like, I've had bad results the last 2 days. Luckily, though, I'm still on my green streak. But this is why I don't trade in pre-market. I'm just not good at it. I don't think I'm terrible at it. I think I just get overzealous and I try to trade too much in pre-market and make the stream exciting. But my after the bell price action, or my after the bell trading is very good, right? At least it has been. Also, with all this said and out the way, remember, I'm one of the top 3 worst traders of all time ever in the world. Do not copy me. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't sue me. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. I could be wrong about anything and everything I say. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance, have limitations, guys. Not an investment professional. I very easily could lose. If you copy me, you might lose. Understand all these rules, guys. Understand all these rules. We're starting to bounce back a little bit to a point which I'm thinking about taking some off, but yeah. You know, we got 20 plus minutes until the economic data comes out. Any bars today? Yeah, don't listen to me at all. Definitely top 3 worst person to listen to ever in the world. Yeah, Bitcoin still right at 100K. Right at 100K. We're still holding our Bitcoin too, which is nice. It's really nice to see a lot of these buys. Some of the stuff's bouncing back, but I'm also a little skeptical of some of these too. I do not like this at all, but it's all right. I'm just burning $50 at a time in pre-market though. I think one thing I need to do is that unless I'm up like $600 or $700, I need to limit the size that I'm taking in pre-market. Oh no, the lockout thing is incredibly useful. I don't know if it's bullish or bearish. I really don't know. It depends on what the data shows up as. I don't know. I don't know if the E... One thing I might disagree with you there, Sam, is the 8 EMA. I think that's way too small of a moving average for the NASDAQ to respect at all. I think it's probably... Like, if I put the... Let me try it. I mean, let me put it up. I'll look at it. But I think the 8 EMA is an insignificant moving average, to me, at least. I might be wrong here, though. Who freaking knows? But let me try it. Where's the indicators on this? Sorry, guys. I forgot where you add indicators here. I think it's here. No. Bar style indicators. Here it is. Right, so I can add the moving average exponential up, and if I change the settings here on it, the 8, I think that's way too short term, right? And so I think it looks like it's following it here. I'm gonna limit my size now that we're all the way back up here. I'm gonna take 2 contracts off and just leave this. Now we're flat on the day, not the end of the world. We got 3 contracts left. But I think this is too small, and I think it's just showing, like, we've had a downward, like, I think the candles have gone like this, and so the indicator's following these candles going like this, right? But we're not necessarily following that moving average, and it's actually the opposite. The moving average is a lagging indicator in that way. It's why I like long-term ones. But maybe I'm wrong. I could certainly be wrong here. I don't know. All right, we're gonna take another half off. What? It gave me a bad fill on that. Okay. We got the bounce. All right, we just took another piece off, so now we're up like 300 on this trade. But we're down total on the trade. We're down about $100 net there, give or take. All right, so we just made another $60. So yeah, we ended up making basically everything back. We're now still green on the day. Kind of a nerve-wracking trade though. We caught the bounce that we wanted, but yeah, I guess the point, Sam, it's all love here. It's all love, Sam. I disagree about the 8. I think the 8's way too short term, and moving averages are lagging. So, unless it's a long-term one like the 200 where, there's so much of a difference between the normal flow of price action and the indicator, I think they're relatively useless. But it's subjective. Like, you might find value in it, and traders can use things that I can't, and so that might be true here too. Why do you trade with such small size? If you want me to be completely honest, because prior to the last month, my trading hadn't been going great day trading wise. Day traders go through good swings and bad swings, right? Somebody that acts like they always make money, they never lose, is just lying, probably trying to sell you something. But the past few months has not been good for my day trading, and so I scale down size and I trade small because I haven't been having good results, and I don't think it makes any sense to just scale up size trying to look cool whenever my system isn't tweaked to a success rate in which I'd like it to be. Recently, though, my success rate has changed a lot, and so, that's different. I'll probably start to scale up in size once I get some good, and I've had 8 green days in a row now. We'll see if we can keep it up. No, all good, Sam. It's all good, brother. Like I said, I'm not criticizing you. I just disagree about the 8 EMA, but it's a subjective thing, so all good. You can look at crossovers, sure. John, you ever thought about being a stockbroker? Nah. I think that the more technology continues to rise, the less need for stockbrokers there are. Stockbrokers are basically telemarketers, and I'm not really, yeah, I'm just not really interested in being a stockbroker. Again, to be blunt, I make very good money now, and I love the stock market, but I'm not really a high pressure sales guy. I'm really not. I can talk to people well. Like I've told this story before, but I've told most stories before because I've been streaming for years, for hours every day. But I used to, when I was really young, I had a job at Petco handing out coupons. And some people are nice. You give them the coupon, they're like, oh, thank you, and they subtly throw it in the trash whenever you're not looking. Being nice, right? They're nice, they're kind. Other people treat you like you are, even though I'm hired by Petco to give out coupons, right? But other people treat you, it really shows like how good or bad somebody is as a person. Like if somebody's a good person or bad person on how they treat people like that, right? Because I'd give somebody coupons and they wouldn't say a word. They would just be disrespectful, like mean, cruel. And I'm not the type that is like gonna pressure you to buy anything. I'm not a high pressure sales guy. I'm more of a volume sales guy. Like I will not pressure you at all. I'll throw it out multiple times, and I still get sales, but I'm not gonna pressure you to do it necessarily. And so yeah, point is, I don't think I would perform well as a stockbroker because I don't like cold calling people. I don't like using high pressuring sales tactics. I don't like arguing with people trying to sell them stuff. While I think I can debate well, I don't like necessarily pressuring people to do anything. All right, chat. Hey, we got 15 minutes. This guy says it's like being a telemarketer. Is it not? You got to call people. You got to sell them stuff on the phone. Tell me the difference between that and telemarketer. Genuinely, what's the difference? Yeah, you give out stock advice. That's cool. You got more certifications. That's cool too. But what's the difference? Question, is your head really as big as it is in the thumbnails? No, but it's close. I've got a huge head, genuinely huge head. I never knew there was a correlation between intelligence and how like and having a big head. I knew it was stereotyped, but I got a huge head, right? I really do. Stockbrokers don't sit cold people all day. They have millions of dollars that they're already handling. Yeah, no, it's all good, Secure. I'm not arguing with you. It's all good, bro. No, but I mean, listen, it doesn't matter how much money they have, right? Like if I go get a cashier's job at Walmart and I've got $1 billion in the bank, does that mean I don't have a cashier's job? No, it just means I'm a cashier with $1 billion in the bank. They're telemarketers with millions in the fund. Like they're still a main component of their business is calling people on the phone and pitching them different things, right? To me, that's a telemarketer, right? Now, I'm not saying it's if you're going to be a telemarketer, that's the one to be, you know. And especially, I don't think I'd hate it that much. I'd get used to it. But I'm in Texas. If I was in New York, maybe, right? If I was in New York, I'd almost certainly try to be one. The only problem is, like, I didn't go to some super Ivy League college, and so, you know, I don't know how much of that is taken into account when they're hiring stockbrokers. I've seen Boiling Room, Wolf of Wall Street too many times to not be skeptical about stockbrokers and getting hired, but no, you just make a lot more money being that kind of telemarketer than you do selling freaking, you know, vitamins or whatever. I'm actually a finance bro. Hey, yeah, no, all good, Secure. No worries. Who's better, Judo or Jiu-Jitsu? No, as much as I hate to say this, for self-defense purposes, Judo's much better, right? Like hitting somebody with the ground is a much more powerful thing than pulling guard and trying to choke them out, right? Like Judo, I'll put it this way. I have trained against wrestlers, I've trained against judokas, and I've trained against black belts in Jiu-Jitsu. The ones that are the hardest to beat right out the gate are Judo people. You know, Judo white belt or a Judo yellow belt is one of my main training partners, and that dude is incredibly hard to beat. You know, he's got about as much experience in Jiu-Jitsu as I do, but his Judo background makes it way harder to beat, right? Because like in Judo, you can go on the ground and you know, play the ground game. It's mostly throws. And you can go on the ground, but you got a 60-second timer. So you can only like if you're on the ground for longer than 60 seconds, they stand you back up. And so one of the common themes of jiu-jitsu is you have to eliminate space, right, when you're doing different things. And things that judokas are very, very good at is eliminating space because they don't have time, right? They have to get the submission quickly. And so when you roll with them, it's like really, really quick. So judo's better in self-defense. As a jiu-jitsu guy, it hurts to say, but it's absolutely true. Anyways, market's breaking down now still, too. We're at 429s. Yeah, maybe in some ways. Years, Nate. It took years. Well, no, Judo is both, actually, Solar. So Judo, you think it's just throws, but it's not. It's ground game as well, right? So, like, you learn arm bars in Judo, chokes in Judo, collar chokes. Again, one of my other main training partners, a guy named JB, he's a Judo black belt, right? And he's very good. Right off the gate, he was good, you know. Yeah, Bitcoin. Oh, I'm definitely top 3 most biased ever. Look at that support level hold, though, guys. We got 9 minutes left. 9 minutes. We got 1,500 viewers right now. 9 minutes. Retail sales data coming soon. You look like Thor? No, I don't, bro. I look like Thor? Nah. I've heard a lot of you look like, you know, things. I've heard good and bad. I've heard Forrest Griffin, Ryan Felipe. There's a bunch of them I've heard. I've heard Paul Felder. I've heard the singer that plays the piano on social media. I don't know what his freaking name was. I've heard a bunch of different ones. All right, guys. So you guys ready? You guys ready? All right. Yeah, we got like 6 minutes left. 6.5 minutes left. Market's very flat and stagnant leading up to it. I'm gonna put 2 charts up right now. We'll put Nvidia and Bitcoin up for this. Is fine. Maybe we can put gold up actually. I'll put 3. We'll put Bitcoin, gold, and Nvidia up there just to see what they do. Yeah, we'll see what we get. Get ready, guys. Get ready. Again, here's the expectation numbers here. Top of the screen right now. Retail sales expected at 0.5%. Jobless claims expected at 210. Hey, thanks so much for the $5. Giving me some money for making me laugh. Well done. Thank you, AQ. Appreciate it, man. What outcome will be good for the market? I think the market still wants lower data that might make the market react positive. I think anything that shows less inflation is good, but this is one that there's variance, and I really don't know. All right, so here's gold on the right, here's Bitcoin in the middle, and here's Nvidia at the top at 138. Analysts determine expectations. I always get like arguments. People are like, "Nah, bro, this is what the expectation was," and it shows a fundamental misunderstanding because like a lot of different analysts give out expectations. Different sources have different outcomes. Like Trading Economics might have one, MarketWatch might have another, Bloomberg might have another, Schwab might have another, right? And so we're just looking at like a range of expectations here. What I'm showing from mine is 0.5 and 210 for jobless claims, but we'll see. Who knows? Jobless claims we want lower. It means less people filing for unemployment. Retail sales data signals economic growth or strength, but I think the market might not hate lower numbers, but I really don't know. Again, I really don't know. All right, guys, we got 1,700 people here. We got 5 minutes left. You guys ready? All right, guys. Four minutes. Market's bouncing though, guys. Look at this, 429. It's all the way up to 451s. Looking at our poll numbers, we asked people, does the market want higher or lower retail sales data? 63% said higher, 37% said lower. Market definitely wants higher claims and lower retail sales. I don't necessarily think the market ever really wants higher claims unless we're in a really high inflation fearing market, which I don't think we're in yet. Inflation data came in mostly flat. I think the next inflation report will be hot though, will be high. But I think the market might want less retail sales data. So I think the market wants less of both, to be honest, personally. But I might be wrong. I don't know. We'll see what the market does. We got 4 minutes left, or 3 minutes left really here, chat. And again, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep gives you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass it, you get funding. If you fail it, you only lose what you pay for it. In this case, the base one is $49. If you pass it, you get a $50K funded account with a 90% split. If you want to learn to day trade, do not fund thousands of dollars of your own money. You're probably just going to lose at day trading. Instead, try this. Most day traders lose, but frankly, it's a lot cheaper to lose here. You still have a similar reward target and all that good stuff. Like if you pass it, you get a 90% split. You get to keep your first 10K in profit. If you fail it, the base one's $49. So it's not the end of the world. It's a beautiful middle ground, and it teaches you how to trade to a certain extent. And if you sign up, use TopStep X because there's literally 0 commissions. And that's the biggest edge in funding. 0 commissions, no PDT and futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns. And if you pass it, 90% split. Anyway, they've paid out almost $200 million, fund thousands of traders a year. Great way to learn how to day trade. But I'm biased because I get paid by them. I'm the top 3 most biased ever. Understand all these rules. Understand CFDC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance. Have limitations, guys. I'm not an investment professional, so don't copy me. Here we go, guys. We got about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link in the description. But again, I get paid by them, so I'm biased, of course. Confirm all this stuff with them first. I can't guarantee anything. There's the link right there in chat. 2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes left. A little bit less than that, actually. Get your last minute predictions out in chat. You can trade micro Bitcoin on TopStep. I don't really have a prediction here. I'm definitely biased. Some would say I'm the top 3 most biased ever. And like I said, bro, AQ's going to cry about it. Everybody laugh at him. All right. Here we go. Yeah, we got 2,200 viewers right now. Not bad for a jobless claims retail sales release. Can you do today's show shirtless? You got to pay. You're going to have to pay more for that, brother. Oh, love it, Matthew. All right, guys, here we go. It's time. We got 1 minute left. 1 minute. Exactly 1 minute. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Look at that resistance level holding. I'm not going to say I got the best resistance support level drawings in the world right now, but definitely top 3-ish. Another bad thing that happened yesterday was high mortgage rates. Mortgage rates came out over 7% yesterday. Over 7. Again, jobless claims expected at 210. We also have the Philly Fed Index today. So we also have the Philly Fed Index at -5 expected. Retail sales expected at 0.5 to 0.6. Here we go. 30 seconds left, chat. 30 seconds. All right, let's do this. 20 seconds here. Hit the live button, guys. Be ready. It's a big report. It's a big report. Let's see what we get. My timer's a little bit early. We still got 10 seconds left or so. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh my gosh, the worst timing ever. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the release. All right, guys, so Philly Fed Index came in way higher than expected at 44. Jobless claims came in lower than expected at 27, or higher than expected, at 217. Retail sales lower than expected at 0.4% versus 0.6% expected. Retail sales 0.4% versus 0.5 or 0.6%, basically flat but slightly lower. Jobless claims unemployment came in higher than expected, so kind of mixed data here. The Philly Fed Index for manufacturing showed up at 44.3. versus -5, way stronger manufacturing sector, but again, kind of neutral numbers. Jobless claims was higher, retail sales was lower, Philly Fed Index was stronger. Core retail sales showed up at 0.4% as well, so they all universally came in lower than expected for retail sales, a little bit better. I'm gonna buy this. It's incredibly risky, but we got a cushion on the day, so I'm gonna play with this and buy maybe 2. There's 2 contracts here. Give it to me. Come on. Do it. Let's rise. Let's rip up. Do it. All right, guys, better than expected data. All right, we're gonna take half off there. Hey, there we go. Out. So made $300 there, give or take. I'm gonna put this data up on screen. Again, lower than expected retail sales, higher than expected jobless claims. Both of those things showed a relatively weak economy. But Philly Fed Index showed really strong manufacturing numbers, and so we're kind of flat neutral. We didn't really react much to this, but we'll put the numbers up. Again, we showed up at 0.4% for core retail sales. Regular retail sales showed 0.4% as well. Yeah, we'll put this up very top. I'll put it actually scrolling on the very top here. Yeah, we're going to put all this stuff scrolling at the very top. Retail sales. Jobless claims, again, showed up at 217. Versus 210 expected. All right, so the data's scrolling at the very top of the screen now. Very top of the screen. And let's see what the market does. So we got out of that trade. Now the market's kind of flat. It's a little bit indecisive right now. Look at this. So it's a little indecisive. We went up big. We went down big. Now we're basically right in the middle range. Nam, it sounds like you're a little bit delayed on the stream, brother. I would hit the live button next to the play button because we covered this as soon as it dropped, literally within seconds. Again, one was much higher. One was much lower. Hit live next to play. All right, so now we're starting to break down again. Again, data's at the very top of the screen. Jobless claims showed up higher than expected, showing more people filing for unemployment. Retail sales showed lower than expected. So both of these show a cooling economy except for Philly Fed Index. And the market's kind of indecisive about it. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Again, no PDT rule in futures. I've been, you saw me day trade this. It's very similar to day trading stocks. I wish I would have transitioned to futures earlier because there's no PDT rule there, and these funded account programs are allowed, which are gold for new traders, right? Like you can literally get started for 50 bucks. They give you a 50K demo. It has real-time data, and if you were going to pay for a demo with real-time data, it's going to be in the same ballpark. If you pass the test by making 3K in profit on that demo without losing 2K, following their rules and conditions, and it genuinely builds your skill learning how to trade under rules. They've got some beautiful lockout features. So like I'm on an 8-day green streak. I can set $200 max lockout feature and it'll liquidate and block me for the rest of the day. And so I'm on these big green streaks. I can lock myself out if I finally lose instead of taking crazy risks trying to keep it alive. Powerful thing. They paid out almost $200 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. It's just a good way to learn. I'll put the link up one more time here. Gold chat is ripping up on this report, right? Ripping up. Economic weakness, I guess, is making gold traders and investors optimistic here. Bitcoin really didn't move that much. Nvidia's still down. But yeah, markets are slightly flat. I'm still a little bullish here, but I also think that the market is up so much in the last 24 hours that, we might just have a little bit of profit taking. We've got real estate data tomorrow. So tomorrow we have housing starts coming out at the end of the day, or at the end of the morning. Housing starts. Look at these support and resistance levels though, man. 10 years drifting down. Well, yeah, I mean, the 10-year... The 10 year's up a little bit on this report, actually. So if you look at it, it's actually gapping up a little bit. It's at 4.6%. Or actually, it's fallen down a little bit on this report. I guess this report shows a weaker economy. Interest rates might come... It's more probable that interest rates are going to go down, and so yields are going to follow it down here. I guess is the interpretation of this data. Interest rates and yields have a positive correlation. So if the public thinks interest rates are going to dip, yields are going to follow it down. And that's why you see yields dropping slightly. So we did get that bounce right here. I did think we were long, but... Yeah. Wait, did Target have earnings today? Oh, no. I'm in Target, I forgot. Pretty small trade on Target, though. XR, a lot of people talking about it. Yeah, it's my Discord, guys. Whew. All right, chat. Stick around. We are going to trade live at the open. We've gotten some good trades, to be honest, today, man. We've got into some good trades today, man. Let's see where we're at here. Again, what do you guys think of the data? Are you bullish or bearish on the rest of the day? I'm gonna do another poll here, chat. Let me know if you're bullish or bearish on the rest of the day. Here, so we'll do another poll. Let me end this poll. This poll ended up getting most people thinking the market wanted higher data. So far, we're very flat. I'm going to do an interesting question. Does the U.S. market correct over the next year? Correct. Does the U.S. market correct or crash over 15% in the next year? I think that's a good question. Does the U.S. market correct or crash over 15% in the next year? Yes or no? Let me know. Vote on the poll. Retail sales data. Again, a lot of you guys are delayed. The retail sales data is now at the top of the screen. Both of them for core and regular retail sales showed up at 0.4% month to month. And so far, the market is essentially flat. But look at that support level. We drew that level literally right here, and it is held very, very nicely. Multiple confirmations. I got to start sticking to my levels here. Look at that bounce off of it, too. All right, so 60% of people think yes. I don't even know, right? Again, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I think sometime over the next year, we're going to correct at least 15%. But I might be wrong. I could very easily be wrong. And it doesn't mean we're not going to run before that, right? Like, we might run up into that, too. I really don't know. Yeah. Yeah, data is out. I will take this data and put it on the bottom of the screen too so people can see it. I know some people are on mobile so they can't really see it. So I'm gonna give you guys both sets of data here. All right, so again, we are gonna, here you go. I'll put this right here. There's the retail sales data at the bottom of the screen. Market's up to that 200 exponential. Yeah, well, the market ended up correcting a little bit. A correction's technically 10%. Yeah, the future's obviously definitely uncertain. Nobody knows. I always try to tell people I have no freaking idea. You guys ready here, Chad? You guys ready? Oh, yeah, we had the TSM report. I completely forgot about this report, too, man. TSM is up. That's helping markets as well, for sure. Taiwan Semiconductors, TSM. That's a big move, too. So that's helping markets as well. And then tomorrow, next week's kind of boring, man. We don't really have anything going on next week. But the week after is busy. We got Friday next week's kind of busy. Jobless claims is kind of busy. Let me ask AI this. When's the next Jerome Powell speech? I know we're going to get into the blackout period soon. The WEF, World Economic Forum annual meeting is next Tuesday. And I think it's also big because next Monday's Inauguration Day. So is the stock market in... Is the stocks and futures market closed next week, chat? Yeah, Monday, January 20th. So that means yes, the market is closed next week. This is where AI is really useful. Yeah, maybe pawn. Not a bad idea. Yes, stock and futures markets are closed Monday. Okay, good. So so next week's a short week apparently. You fix this bottom level. There we go. So yeah, next week's a short week. Tuesday we got the WEF annual meeting. Thursday jobless claims. Yeah, so it's a busier week really. Yeah, so many market closed weeks. I use GPT 4.0 usually. So there's a scheduled task model here too. What does this mean? I guess I can ask it what it means. Scheduled task option refers to a feature that allows users to set certain prompts or queries to run automatically at specific intervals. This can help streamline repetitive inquiries, automate routine checks, and ensure that certain information is consistently updated. So we got about 1,800 viewers. Love you. Oh, yeah, dude, you gotta go get your own. I didn't have time this morning. Oh, I did. I drank it yesterday.
What?
I love you. I'm sorry. Hey, bud. How you doing today, man? I love you. Don't swallow it. It's not good for you. Okay? I love you, buddy. Love you guys. Love you. All right. No, I'm not going to stream if markets close. I'm going to sleep in, guys. So I got a long weekend. Hey, I'm excited about it. No, he had toothpaste in his mouth, and I didn't want him to, you know. Very high. Yeah, I think the market's going to be interesting on Tuesday because a lot of people think markets are going to run Monday for Inauguration Day, and so it's interesting. We'll see. Yeah, so a lot of people think market's going to run on Inauguration Day. All right, chat. Yeah, there's our Jordan. Is your thesis based on everything AI or just GPT? What thesis? Yields ease, get ready for the rally. Yeah, I mean, if yields are easy because they think we're going to have lower interest rates because economic data was weaker than expected, except for manufacturing. So jobless claims was higher, showing more people filing for unemployment. Retail sales were lower, showing less retail sales data. So all of that stuff signals a slightly weaker economy than expected, and in turn, yields are going to follow interest rates. And so weaker economy means less interest rates potentially, and so then yields are going to consequently drop from it, is the correlations there. But it's not big enough to make any type of significant impact, to be completely honest. Like, if it was super weak, it would be one thing, but like a weekly jobless claims report's not the biggest. Hey, nice pawn, or mama pawn. Love the stream. Thanks, Roke. Yeah. Yeah, we're mostly economics here. So, like, we day trade. We have fun with it, but I don't make any qualms about it. And my channel does pretty good. Like, we're competitive. Like, a lot of the big channels, like, there's a whole network of people, right? Like, a whole freaking network of people. For me, it's just me, you know, and Pawn, you know, but Pawn's a contractor, you know, so it's just me, you know. I like it that way. It's easier to manage, and yeah, we get competitive views, you know. So cheers to you guys. Well, then you lose it, Kane. I'm pretty sure. Guys, is it hard to learn trading? Yes, it's difficult. It's subjective, but it for the most part, it's difficult. Yeah, I would just work on trading small. Like, I wouldn't. One of the biggest issues with trading culture is they push this crazy big size, right? Like, even like people complain about my size. They're like, oh, this dude trades too small. It's like these are the same guys that are losing account after account after account and then pretending they don't. I'd rather just be real about it, and I'd rather just trade small and show you guys my successes and failures. I think that's a lot easier thing to do. I think it's a really hard standard to tell everybody how great you are, and you feel like you need to live up to that standard, and that's a hard thing, especially for somebody that's like, I'm like a public person on the internet. And so, yeah, I'd rather just be honest and tell people, hey, I'm the freaking market guinea pig, top 3 worst trader ever, don't copy me. And then if I can outperform that, great. You know, if not, you know, nobody can cry about it or get mad. Yeah, psychology is the hardest part for sure. Hey, thank you, Eric. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks so much. How I made $5 million in a day. Yeah, I mean, it's how it goes, you know. Yeah, you know, I've had multiple people kind of bring up, and so I'm not sure if they are, if he's like, I'm not saying anybody's paying for people to plug different channels, but you know. Yeah, most people lose big and end up, most people try so hard to look cool, but yeah, I can't vet any of these guys, you know. And again, the problem is that most of the time, like when I see a bunch of different people talk about one guy randomly, usually they're associated with that person. So it's kind of like if I had a small channel and went to other people's streams and was like, hey guys, you know that guy John at Beginner Trading? He's the greatest, you know. And then I created another account and logged in and was like, oh, you know John too? He's definitely top 3 greatest ever trader of all time. And so in order to combat that, I kind of have to just not allow people to start praising anybody, because more than not, it's usually that person or somebody associated with them kind of fluffing them up a little bit. Bob Ross. I like Bob Ross, but his family has been very greedy with his paintings. A lot of people want to buy a Bob Ross painting, but they can't because the family is like bogarting them. How old were you when you started trading? I was in my mid-20 years old. My mid-20s. Yeah, something like that. All right, guys, so we're popping up a little bit here. Yeah, just let me know, guys. So if you're in my Discord, just let me know if anybody randomly messages you and tries to plug their own content. I just have to be careful. You got some kind of like sleazy people that are gonna just like, they're gonna join it to try to self-promote themselves. Also, we're never going to message you asking you to join anything. Oh, the scammers are so bad on the internet. All right, we're going to start shorting this. We've got a decent enough cushion already. There's 2 contracts here. There we go. Here, I'll be right back. I got to go turn the heater off. So we're up. I'll lock in half of that. Actually short a little bit more into this now. I actually really like this. There's 3 contracts. There we go, some more. I gotta take this little baby moving average off. There we go. I took out a little bit more. We'll get out the rest there. So yeah, we ended up making something there. I don't know how much. Yeah, we're up about 5 on the day on this one. 30 minutes, chat, 30 minutes. Yeah, so here's my P&L today on this thing. We're doing pretty good. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses out of 20. That's not bad. Looks like we got out in time too. All right, guys. What else we got? I guess the futures market, so it's a little different. You know the girl that claims to have slept with over 1,000 men in less than 12 hours? I don't know how that's even like possible. You know, it's got to be a publicity stunt, right? Like she's got to be just making this up to get attention. I'm assuming, right? At least I would hope so, right? Like it's all publicity stunts. And if she makes money from it, like I can't knock it too much. I just hope she's lying, you know, because I don't think putting that stuff out into the world is good necessarily. Like, do whatever you want to do, live your life, but that's got to be incredibly unhealthy. I don't want this to show up on my screen. I was gonna search who that was, but then I was like, no, you know what? Let me not. Oh, that's definitely true, Gene. All right, guys, so we're just sitting tight waiting here. You know, we tend to do the best after the opening bell. So we're just kind of sitting tight waiting. Do y'all think TT is going to get banned? Like, actually do it? Or do you think it's just kind of something that... Isn't the current pres elect... Isn't the current pres elect... Isn't the current pres elect... pro social media? Alright guys, so yeah, we're starting to dip under that 200 exponential now. If we fall underneath it and get like a head and shoulders pattern, I might attack that. I've been liking head and shoulders patterns a lot. Bitcoin's kind of flat. Most markets are flat since like 3 a.m. We haven't really moved much, gone up and down, up and down. We've had some earnings released too. But yeah, we're just kind of sitting boring right now, kind of flat. I'm using Top Step X on Top Step for day trading. All right, we got TSM. TSM is up big. That's one of the stories today that we're not hearing enough. Is like Taiwan Semiconductors is up big. Morgan Stanley CFO says they will continue to prudently grow the dividend and opportunistically repurchase stocks. All right, so FTSE Russell says that the Russell U.S. indexes are going to move to a semi-annual reconstitution from 2026 to occur in June and November. And they're also going to be announced, or they also announced that their first Russell 1000 index fund within Japan. New to the channel, good stuff. Watching the Bitcoin 4 hour, about to roll over support around the 95, but would love your take. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's consolidating under 100K right now. You know, I think 100K is still a pretty big resistance, but I think if we're gonna run, I think over the next 7 days, Bitcoin could run. The elect is much more crypto friendly than the current one, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anybody. Like, people get so emotionally wrapped up into politics that, like, just me saying stuff like this makes them emotional, and I think if that's the case, people really just have to take a step back and, like, stop worrying about it so much. The current president-elect is much more Bitcoin friendly than the current one. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anybody, but a lot of people speculate that over the next week during Inauguration Day that Bitcoin could run. And so I'd watch it over the next week. No idea what it's going to do short term. We obviously have, in Bitcoin futures, we got some support at 100K, right? Or at 99K, I mean, right there. But I have no freaking idea what we're going to do today. It just depends on what kind of volatility we get sparking up at the open. TradingView is a platform. I don't know. I don't know if any of these other ones are gonna go up. How much do you get paid? I mean, I make good money. I mean, but we get hundreds of thousands of views a month, like live stream viewers. So it's different, right? It's different than like putting out a video that gets 200-300K. These are live stream viewers. I have direct interactions with my audience, and so I make a good bit just because of the reach that I have on this YouTube channel in terms of finance. And finance is a pretty profitable niche as well. And so, yeah, I mean, it's good money. I think it's a little saturated now. And so I do think it's a little saturated now. You know. The only thing I'm really disappointed in, though, is that, like, you got people that are very clearly looking, like, you got people that are very clearly using filters. I think the internet, there's good and bad things, of course, about it. But I think one of the bad things is that people use such a heavy amount of filters on social media, and then they brag about how young they look, right? And so I just think that's kind of out there to me. I see so many people do this, like, oh, the reason I look young is because of this, because I use this workout routine and I look younger. I take this vitamin and I look young. And then when you look at the picture, they're very clearly using a filter to remove their wrinkles, right? So it's just kind of like why? Like, that doesn't, you don't feel stupid doing that? You should, you know. Now get off my lawn. I feel old just saying this, right? Like, get off my lawn, guys. All right. But still. Analysts were calling for 150K on Bitcoin before the election. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin's interesting. The rest of the crypto market, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get some heat for saying this. I don't really trust the rest of the crypto market. I think Bitcoin over time is showing that, outside of like stable coins and stuff, I think Bitcoin over time is showing that it can do what a lot of these other altcoins do, right? And over time, it's getting more and more useful in that regard. Like the Bitcoin, you know, there's different chains sprouting up. Like, it's just, there are different chain-backed coins sprouting up. I mean, it's just, I'm more optimistic about Bitcoin, and I'm less optimistic about a lot of the other altcoins, because I think, and to a certain extent, it's very plausible that Bitcoin replaces some of those altcoins over time, especially with how much market share it currently has. Most of my viewers are between 21 and 35, I think. It's because you don't understand other altcoins. Yeah, maybe that might be true. Yeah, XRP is up a lot today. XRP has been running the last like week, so there's obviously like opportunities. I'm talking about what I'm comfortable with, like long term. Now I feel old. Listen, I'm definitely top 3 oldest people ever in the world right now. Yeah, quantum is interesting. Quantum is very interesting, but there's implications to it as well, right? Like, essentially, if you want to understand quantum computing, and I've talked about this over the past few weeks, but quantum computing. So regular computers, right? Like the way they work, and I've gone through this exact thing, but I'll do it again. Regular computers, the way they work is they process things in order, right? Like process this, right? And it seems simultaneous to us because they process things so quickly that it seems just like immediately. It seems simultaneous, but it's not, right? They do it in order, they have logic, and they do it in order, right? Quantum computing allows computers to do this actually simultaneously, right? And so it allows them to process things way faster than a conventional computer or PC. And so that is what a quantum computer is. Right now, they're incredibly expensive and they break easily, like the logic and code systems and everything like that, as well as like fragility of the other, like real fragility physically for the computer is there too. And so right now they're expensive and they're fragile. But I guess what a lot of people are theorizing is that over time they're going to get much more efficient, much better. And this has big implications for crypto as well, because like Bitcoin mining is essentially like guessing different codes. And the more your computer can process things, the faster you can mine Bitcoin essentially. Now they're not there yet to a point where it's not really feasible to do it now, but in the future it might be. And you got to question what that means for Bitcoin, which has a finite amount of coins that you can potentially mine. Whether quantum computing is going to help or hurt the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is an interesting thing to speculate on as well. And again, I'm simplifying a lot here. Like, there's a lot I'm simplifying to make it easier for everyday people to understand at home. All right, so here's that breakdown here. We did get a breakdown. Right, no, they can only do specific things now, and again, so it's not really feasible for them to mine. But in the future, they might be able to do those tasks as well. And what happens over time, guys, you see this a lot, like, here's an example of this. Like, you see this a lot over time. I'm going to short this pop. Let me get my pencil out. No, don't do it. All right, we're going to short this pop. I wish I would have gotten it up here, which is where I really wanted to, but that's okay. I'll take two. And so you see this over time. Like, an example of this is I was telling people GameStop, if they don't pivot their business model, is going to be rendered obsolete because of digital downloads in the video game space, right? Like, people download video games. They don't buy physical video games much anymore. And I got some arguments back basically saying that it would never work because consoles don't have enough space to be able to download multiple games at a time or whatever. And my logic, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago, my logic was that if they don't have enough space now, eventually they will. A thing happens with memory and space and just technology in general is that necessity is the mother of invention, So like if we need more space, we will figure out the technology to create more space. And I think that's very true in regards to quantum computing as well. Like right now, we might have, here, I'm going to get out of this trade. I don't like it now. So we lost $120, very small. Like I said, necessity is the mother of invention, and I think with quantum computing, when people see how useful they're going to be, over time they're going to get better and more efficient and cheaper and less fragile and more useful in all those different areas, right? Like, so they're going to get more useful in all those different ways, and I think that's something that we're really obviously going to see in the next 10 years. It's the same thing with EVs to a certain extent. Like, they're going to get more useful. The infrastructure is going to get built up. Anytime technology grows at a fast pace, there's always speed bumps, there's always roadblocks, but over time the infrastructures get built to make those things possible, if it's needed, right? If it's needed. And I think a lot of people are going to consider it needed, so I think those things are just going to obviously get here over time. No, I ended up losing money. I was short. And this big candle here made me really not trust a short. And so look at this big green candle. So we got out. This is our only real loss on the day. No, we had losses, but yeah, we're up hundreds and hundreds on the day already, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and boot my guy Dr. Ultron or whatever his name is. I've gotten into a bunch of green trades. I've been green basically all day. And you never hear from him when you're green. And then the one losing trade I have, which was actually an absolutely correct trade, right? Like we ended up getting out right here on our short position because we were worried it would push up more, and it absolutely did. Like, we're not going to be 100% accurate, and if you criticize me when I lose after winning all day one trade, then you're just sitting around waiting to critique, and that's just not worth having you around. Good day to you, sir. That's the one trade he copied you with. Don't copy me, guys. You'll probably lose. Yeah, but I also think I think quantum computing is at a point now where it's useful and it looks like it's going to be the future, but you never freaking know, right? Like, we're yapping about technology and stocks and economics, and we're also trading while we're doing it, but I'm not going to trade 24/7, and that exit was absolutely correct here too. So we're going to talk about other stuff. It makes the stream more interesting. If I sat here in silence and only traded, people would whine about that, you know? So it's the internet. But the point is, quantum computing, it looks like it's the future, but it's still too early. And like, a lot of other technologies could sprout up. They could start using a different form of like highly efficient computers. Like a lot of stuff could happen, but it seems like it's the future. It seems that way. And quantum stocks have been running. You know, they've been running a lot. Like QUBT is gapping up big. There's a lot of quantum stuff. Most of them start with Q. Right, exactly, Joshua. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree about it being all hype right now. I think it's too early for me to put money in it. But that also might mean that I miss some of the bull run if it does end up going big. But I'd rather be safe than sorry in that situation. Yeah. All right. Yeah, guys, we got 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Still got over almost 1,000 people watching. So, hey, thanks so much, chat. All right, guys. All right, guys. So we got 15 minutes.
All right, so Wall Street could boost. I'm looking at Pawn. Send me something here. It said Wall Street could get a boost from the $1 trillion buybacks, and Goldman Investors has been hoping the new president-elect's return next week will boost the stock market. Goldman Sachs sees stocks benefiting from the biggest expected company buybacks in at least 5 years. So we'll see if that begins January 24th, if we start to see some bullish action from it. Very sideways, very neutral. Kind of a slight upward trend here. My levels, though, have been giving me a lot of optimism, to be honest, because we've just got so many confirmations in these levels that we've drawn. Remember, we drew these levels at the start of the day, and you can kind of see how well markets have been following it to the point where we're pretty green on the day now. We'll see if that continues. All right. So yeah, jobless claims and retail sales data is out. Gonna be day trading. So we got retail sales data. It's out already. All right, chat. Chat. Yeah, we got earnings season next week and the week after. Really, the last week of this month's the biggest one. But we do have earnings season coming out. Yeah, so we are breaking over that big level now. We're going to start to move into some of these other levels that we've drawn here, which is an optimistic look. We got 10 minutes. We're going to see if we can keep our 9. We're going to see if we can get 9 green days in a row today. Yeah, they're a little hyped up right now, quantum stuff. That's why it's a little early for me. Is Tesla up? Tesla is down a little bit in pre-market, but Tesla ran huge yesterday, so. You know, I told people I think the market could correct, but I think Inauguration Day could put a wrench in that. If like, I think sometime over the next year, but I think we also could run some like leading into and after the inauguration next week. Remember, Monday's closed, so it's interesting because like what that means is if inauguration makes the market react like a lot of people think, then we might gap up over that day because futures are going to be closed, the stock market's going to be closed. We'll see though. We'll see. All right, guys. So Caitlin Clark had a stalker. She's the basketball player. Walked into the courtroom. His first words were guilty as charged. They found his ex account was eventually found with creepy posts about her. Stalkers, bro. I've run into stalkers a couple times. But to be honest, like, I'm trying not to be too specific. Can market really crash today? If you use my link, you can use Top Step X. It's got 0 commission. Here's the link right here. Nasdaq never crashes. Yeah, man. I've run into a couple different stalkers in a lot of different ways. Like, what happens is this, like, I see some similarities between all of them in which they, like, some of them will, like, I don't like to be manipulated, and so some of them, look at the market running up to. I'm looking at 511 as my next resistance level, guys. 511. We also have 500 though, which might be one as well, which I can't help but like draw right here. And look at that rejection, yeah. But like sometimes they'll create fake accounts and they'll create fake usernames and like they'll pretend to be their grandmother, their aunt. They'll be like, oh, hey, I'm Bill's grandma. You know, he loves you so much, and it's like, bro, you know you're Bill. Like, stop. Like, what are you doing with your life, man? Like, why act that way? It's odd. It's strange. It makes it be uncomfortable. As soon as I see people try to do weird stuff like that, I immediately distance myself from them altogether. I also kind of have to question their intelligence, you know. But we've also run into like genuinely real stalkers. Carol had one. I've told the story a million times here. It's just like an old guy that didn't really have much else going on, and like, you know. But you wonder what drives them. Like, what drives somebody to behave like that? You know what I mean? Like, you see attractive people. Like, I see attractive people. Nothing in my mind says, hey, like, obsess over this person. Like, I don't care, you know. Enough about it. Like, some people look good, some people don't. I'm not gonna stalk the ones that do, you know. It's just odd, man. Boredom, I think a lack of I think it, like, from my experience, we got 5 minutes, chat. I'm waiting for the market to open. We did push up some. We rejected at 500. I'm looking at maybe like 511, but I gotta wait until the market opens. Everything's too flat right now, so I'm just not really interested in doing anything. I'm just waiting. What I noticed it stems from though is like a lack of attention. So if somebody never gets attention, right? Like their spouse never messes with them, like they never get attention, they never get positive human interaction, right? And humans, like the way humans are designed is we crave interaction. Like we just crave it. Like if we're social creatures, you know? And so if somebody doesn't get that type of interaction and then somebody is like really nice to them, you know, like kind and stuff, and gives them just a little bit of it, that makes them like super desperate for it, and they end up just getting a little out there, right? Like that's where I think stalkers come from a lot of the time, is somebody that doesn't get a lot of attention, gets a little bit. Usually it's somebody just trying to be nice, right? Like I know in Carol's shoes, she was just trying to be nice. Like they were like, it was an old guy that lived next door, so she's just being nice to the old man. But I think confirmation bias is strong, and you know, they want to believe it's more, and then they just end up getting obsessive and weird and craving it, and then, you know, and then it just gets really weird. But I think that's kind of how it happens. Some people have an excess of free time and lack hobbies. Yeah, I got too many hobbies, bro. I got that ADHD hobby list, you know. I like chess, checkers, poker, jiu-jitsu, trading, stock market, finance, futures, you know, YouTube, social media, baseball, video games. You know. I don't think any of those are abnormal though. Yeah, they get addicted to it and want more. Yeah. Do you think Ryan Reynolds is attractive? I mean, objectively, yes. Like, look, y'all can be insecure. Men know when another man is attractive, right? Like, if Brad Pitt's sitting next to my wife, you know, and talking to her and making her laugh, you know, I might feel some type of way about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like men don't know when other men are attractive. You know what I mean? Now, there's a difference between that and being, like, genuinely, like, attracted to those men, right? Which is fine. Like, I'm not judging. Live your life. But, you know, objectively, yes. All right? Like, you know, is it something we should get mad about or try to make fun of? Of course not. Is social media really a hobby? Well, it's a business. All right, guys. Hey, we got 1 minute left. 1 minute. Sorry, I'm rambling today. I'm just trying to kill time so I don't end up trading, to be honest. Buddha. It had earnings today, Marcel. All right, guys. Hey, we got 45 seconds until the market opens. 45 seconds. That just means you're a well-rounded person. Yeah, maybe. All right, here we go. 20 seconds. I will talk to you when your wife talks to Brad Pitt. Hey, here's the opening bell. Yeah, but you're probably some 50-year-old named Steve. Here's the opening bell, guys. All right, here we go. Nvidia at 138. So let's see what happens here. Enough of my rambling today. Hey. And I was using the Brad Pitt. I can't say Brad Pitt. I was using him as an example of what I was trying to say. All right, guys. So we got a little bit of breakdown. Tesla just cracked lows of the day. Down to under 420s. Everybody's favorite number, apparently. Palantir at 69s, almost 70s, but still dipping this morning. Nvidia's falling down under 138s at the opening bell, under that 200 EMA and that volume weighted average price. Genuine conversation is never a ramble. I try. Yeah, even if you are actually female, it doesn't matter. I still would never, like, you know how many people I see, there's like a girl in a bikini and they're like sending me a message and they're like, hey John, I love your show. And it's like, okay, like, y'all think I'm gonna fall for this? Y'all think I'm gonna be like, what's up? Hey girl, you know? Like, bro, they would screenshot that so quick, put that on the internet, try to ruin my marriage, like all kind of stuff. Like, I'm not dumb enough to fall for that scheme here, you know. All right. Look at that big upwick here. We're still breaking down. Nvidia's starting to bounce back, though. It's almost the 139s. Palantir at 69. All right, breaking under that level at 450. The problem is Nvidia is middle range here, so we can go either way. So I don't really like either direction. Look at that support hold. It looks weak, but if Nvidia starts to tap this high up here and breaks that opening minute candle high, that's a bullish look. But we'll wait. Let me pull up like Apple here too. Yeah, Apple's looking weak too. Yeah, there goes Nvidia testing it. Okay, now this looks better for a short. Oh wait. Rejecting the 200 exponential. I'll jump in short here. We'll try it. All right, a little $90 scalp. Could have made more too. Probably doubled that, but it's all right. Yep, there's the breakdown here. We jumped in 3 contracts. Now we're in 4 or 5. I gotta be very quick with this though. I want to see if we bounce at the support level. Hey, there we go. We hit that support level, but looks like it's still kind of weak. We'll give it a second though. There we go. We ended up making money from the trade, but I don't like this at all now. Yeah, kind of flat on the trade. We lost a little bit, but we just broke under this big resistance level. See if we can catch a falling knife here too. Alright, just made another 100 back. We'll see if we can add some more back here. Great entry. Let's see if we can. Alright, we got 4 contracts. I don't like this at all though. I'm going to start taking some off here. Alright, made a little bit from there. I'm growing it here. I'm going to try to add some to this dip. How did it give me that bad of a fill here just now? Somehow we're up. 2 contracts. Alright. So there we go. Got a little string of green here trying to catch this falling knife. We're up over 5. I'm going to switch to my actual funded account here. Actually, there we go. Alright, we're 5 minutes into the day. It depends on what Nvidia does right here. Look at that retracement. That's a weak sign. Actually, it looks better now. Yeah, it looks better. Tesla down all the way under 420s for a second. It's back up now, though. I got married 12 years ago. You gotta make sure the pic isn't AI generated. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so my levels have actually shown really nicely. I'm gonna buy this dip in Nvidia here. I think my chart's frozen right now though, guys. I'm gonna cut this. My chart's frozen. So we ended up making $135 on our funded account just now. But my chart was frozen. I didn't realize it was the regular E-mini too. But we're up 135 today on this account. I'm gonna buy 1 micro contract here too. Trade small with it, see if we can get something. Retracing back quickly. I want to see if Nvidia makes this push. And I will add to this too, if I get an opportunity to, but I might not. Let's see. All right, so we just scalped out of it. We're now up 140 on the day. I think Nvidia might make another run, but who knows? What did it feel like to be married at first? No different. I was with her for years prior to marrying. Like at that point, like my daughter was born, and like we have been a family for years prior to it, so there was virtually no difference except for you get used to the different labels. But yeah, looks like cutting it was the right move. Kind of choppy heading into the day. And I'm gonna switch to this account back, and we're gonna put the regular NASDAQ back up here. I'm gonna short this. I think Nvidia kind of looks weak, in all honesty. I might be wrong though, so don't copy me. We have a $300 cushion on this one, so we're gonna short. Oof. I'm gonna take a third of this off and maybe add back if we want, but I don't like that at all. It depends on what Nvidia does. We're short again. And we're flat. We got out half there right at break even, which is good, but we'll see if we can fix this average back real quick. There we go. Kind of a risky position here, and it's a challenge account. We switched from being up on our live account. We don't trade like this on our live account, by the way. We're just getting stuck in a squeeze on the upside. The problem is Nvidia looks very strong. So I'm not really liking this, but I kind of have to just go with it. Hey, there we go. We got a little room here, but I think we gotta just go with it. I'm trying to speed run getting funded, so like we don't end up doing great, unfortunately. We took a piece of that off, but limits our risk, but not really happy about this overall. Like Nvidia looks too strong for me to short here, so if I could go back, I'd obviously be long right now. The only thing that's helping me out is the cushion that we had built on this prior, but it's not looking good. I'd love a 200 exponential rejection here, but we tried adding it back. I still don't like this at all. Honestly, we're doing okay. Well, we ended up making it back, so that's good, I guess. We're green on the day still. But I don't like this at all. I think I'm gonna buy this. just going for it. Nvidia's up there at the top. Now, we could choppy. Luckily, we're flat. But I'm going to go max size here and just go for it. Nvidia looks too strong for me to stay short. But if I'm wrong, I'll be all right. After we play around at this combine, we're gonna switch to our other funded account. I think we're already up 100, like almost 150 bucks on the other one, and so that'll be our 9th green day in a row there. And I'm just gonna try to maybe lock myself out of that thing for the rest of the day. I'm about to lose it right here. That's too big of a breakdown. Very choppy market. Yeah, we're about to lose it. I'll just switch. That's pretty much done. Yeah, there we go. We lost it. I don't know if I'm going to reset right now. I think I'm just going to focus on building these two up. We're going to switch to our regular funded account now that we haven't traded. We're already up big on the other one. Data was kind of mixed. I mean, both of it showed weak economic, yeah, both of it showed weak economic data. Lower retail sales, higher jobless claims numbers. Yeah, no, I'm switching to micros immediately. And now my hands are kind of off. We're so flat right now. So we're doing good. If you saw me lose that account, it's a $50 account, so it's insignificant, right? We're up 150 on our other account. And check out my green streak, though. I do have to brag a little bit now. Like, check me out. Let me show you. Like, this is my graph. Very proud of it, to be honest, because it took a lot to trade this system. So this is my January graph. No losing days. So we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green days in a row at this point in time. 9 green days. That's why we're switching accounts. Like, here's my actual graph. Again, pulled directly from the platform itself. So you love to see it. And again, I haven't even traded. I have 2 funded accounts right now. I haven't even traded this one. I don't know when Powell speaks again. I'll have to look. He does the Fed meeting on the 29th. So in May, the Fed does their Fed listens, or their I know, like, 2 times a year, Powell does the semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress. When is the next most likely date for that? All right, so we are breaking down a little bit. Again, it's not enough for me to buy up anything yet. We're gonna sit tight and wait. So in March is usually when Powell does that, likely in early March and early July. Yeah, I mean, we're breaking down here. I'm going to buy one contract in the micro right here at this big support level that we have. But we're also getting a lot of support, or a lot of momentum, I would say. If we bounce up enough, we'll add to it. If not, we'll just hold. Ooh, that's a quick drop. I'm going to take half of this off quickly here. I just don't like it. See if we retrace back up. But we're starting to really flush. The only thing I like about this is that we do have the... there we go. Alright, so we're now actually technically green on this account. So we ended up making it back at the support level hold. We do have the previous closing price on Nvidia. Bitcoin flushing down to 98K. Look at Bitcoin here. And Apple still trying. Do we have more news in 12? What do we got? We got business inventories and home builder confidence. Not the biggest, to be honest. Alright, so we're pulling back to that level. I just, part of me wants to get choppiness. We'll see if we get it on this account. Alright, there's another. Alright, another $20 taken from it. So we're up 30 now on this one. We'll see if we can kind of chip it away. Consolidation though over the last 2 minutes. Again, I don't think I don't know if we're gonna get any big reaction to the 10 a.m. data release. We did get that bounce, bro. Look at that big support hold here. Nvidia is what's driving this, though. We're really flat today, guys. I would be careful. Palantir's starting to move back up. Tesla's still weak. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to get. We're kind of flat. How you guys doing today? Y'all red or green right now? We asked people, does the market correct or crash over 15% the next year? 60% over 40% say yes. We bought this dip. We got a little cushion we can swing into here. We're just trading one micro contract at a time. Gonna get out there now at the 20. So we are up 40 something, almost $50. So slowly chipping away at this now too. Up hundreds on the day if you add both our funded accounts. Man, my day trading's just been so much better though, man. It took me a while to build the system, but like now that I have one, it just works incredibly well. It works incredibly well. And again, I think the green streak I've had shows it, and I can't even fake this, you know. Like I can't fake it, you know what I mean? Like here's the last 2 weeks. Here's the actual graph. Here's the last 2 weeks. I'll kind of bleep out some of it and show you guys kind of like. I also traded much less this week too, so. But you can kind of see how much I'm trading here too. Like look. So 8 trades, 40 trades, 26 trades, 10 trades. So the last week I had 83 trades. This week I've had 36 so far. 36, 1 day left. But I've been trading less and making more, which is good, you know. We're just feeling the market a lot better, to be honest. Like we're gauging the market a lot better. We're in tune with it a little bit easier too. Yeah, I mean, we cover all the big economic data, Steven. We cover CPI, PPI, inflation data, jobless claims, retail sales today. When's the Japanese rate decision? That might be big too. It's January 23rd, so it's next week too. So the Japanese rate decision's on Thursday, and really it's on Friday. That's an interesting day. What do you think about the gold daily chart? I think gold's a very strong long-term asset. Look at that support level. See, and that's one of the keys to my trading that I think I just get into such a rhythm of flow with my normal trading that I stopped documenting levels for a while. And as soon as I started looking at levels again, my trading got much better. Much better. Here's my list of trades today on this account. On the other account, here's my list of trades today too. You can kind of see how green I've been. Like, look at that. So, and again, one thing I did mostly is just started documenting levels a lot more. It kind of clouds the chart up and looks a little out there, but you see gaps. You see good risk-reward scenarios here as well. And then the last thing I've been doing is I have been setting the lockout feature, right? So I've been personally locking myself out. If I, like, you can see it here, where I have a PDLL, like a personal daily loss limit. So if I lose $200 or more, it liquidates and blocks the account. So that basically makes it so I can't lose more than around $200 on any particular day. And so when I have these really long green streaks like I'm in now, you know, the problem is I'd green, and then I'd be so desperate to keep it that I would risk like an exorbitant amount of money on a day, and I'd lose all of the gains that I've made that lockout feature protects me completely from that. So like the max I can lose any particular day is 200, and so I can keep doing what I'm doing and maximize my profit. And that's a powerful thing on Top Step X. If you haven't checked out Top Step, it genuinely builds skill. I would use Top Step X even if like I was trading other stuff, to be honest, because there's no PDT in futures. I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. They give you a demo, test your skill with it. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for. The base one's $50. It's not the end of the world if you lose it. But if you pass it, you get a 90% split, your first $10K in profit, and they pay out, millions of dollars. They paid out almost $200 million in the last 4 years. They fund thousands of traders. It's the best of both worlds. It's limited risk. If you pass it, you get a 90% split. It's similar to funding your own account. And again, you can day trade basically the QQQ and the SPY price action in futures. So it's useful. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. So always understand these rules. Not an investment professional. Don't copy me. You probably lose. No, so every month they'll just reset the account, Ryan. Yeah. We got about 20 seconds until this other data comes out, chat. So we'll see what we get, but I don't think it's going to be big, but we'll watch it regardless. This is the business inventories and retail inventories. We'll see what happens. We got the housing market index as well. Let's see. Drops in 5 minutes. All right, here's the reports. Housing market index came in stronger than expected. Retail inventories came in slightly under expected as well, and flat. Market didn't like it though. It's kind of breaking down on this report. Look at the NASDAQ come down a little bit here, so interesting. Earnings season's coming up. I'm ready for it. Let's see, big earnings. I don't think we have any big things next week. The market's closed. Tuesday we've got Boeing, GM, Royal Caribbean, Lockheed Martin, RTX in the morning. It's kind of big. Lending Club, Starbucks, F5, Stride, Packaging, Logitech in the evening. Wednesday. Or no, this is the wrong day. I meant next Tuesday. Oh, next Tuesday we got Netflix, Schwab in the morning, 3M, a couple other ones, Prologis in the morning, and then we've got Netflix, UAL, IB, STX, Progress, Capital One, and more in the evening. Wednesday we got Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Halliburton, Ally. So it's earnings season next week too. But not any big ones, to be completely honest. We got like GE. Netflix is the biggest one next week, I think, and RTX maybe. No, RTX is the next week, sorry. Yeah, we don't really have any big earnings next week. Amex and Verizon on Friday. So next week is kind of slow outside of like, we got the Japanese rate decision on Friday. We got the Inauguration Day on the 20th. We got Netflix earnings on the 21st. And we got jobless claims and stuff on Thursday. So it's relatively small week, but the week after that's very busy. The week after that, we're going to have GDP data, PCE data, the Fed rate decision. We're going to have Meta, Microsoft, IBM earnings, and more. So it's going to be a really busy week. Kind of a flat day, though, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I just don't see anything I like. Nothing really looks good to me, to be honest. Everything looks kind of boring and choppy and insignificant. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hey, I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe. Remember, I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Don't copy anything I say here. I have no idea what's going to happen. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Understand CFTC 4.41. All that good stuff, guys. Not an investment professional. I might lose sometimes. You're not going to see me lose sometimes. I do trade off stream, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Cheers to you guys.